this time of the year, right? I mean, the grass is growing for any of us or most of us. Grass, in that startup time frame, we got a lot of customer transition. People looking for somebody. I mean, I know our phone rings pretty regularly this time of the year, and but a lot of times that's not new, just new work coming in. That's work from existing customers coming in as well. And we talked about that a little bit earlier this week about don't forget about soliciting your existing customer base for additional services. Just because you're treating somebody's lawn doesn't mean that's all it's got to be. Now, maybe if you don't do anything else, then okay, that's all it's got to be. But if you're more of a full service company where you do some fertilization, weed control, you're doing some mowing, you're doing some landscaping, whatever it is, diversification wise, be sure to let your customers know what you do, because we missed out on that ship a long time before we finally realized that the people that we're already servicing, regardless of what service we're providing for them, what do they know about us? They like us, right? They trust us. So we've already got a relationship going with those people. So let's let them buy from us. And when I say us, you. Let your customers buy from you, not your competitor. There's nothing more frustrating. And I remember this when I was out on a truck, man, every day. I remember, you'd pull up to mow Miss Smith's yard, and, man, it's got a nice fresh bed of mulch put down on everything. Has that ever happened to you? Probably has. And if it hasn't, you just hadn't been doing it long enough, or you're not doing enough lawns. That's the reality of that. But it's going to happen. And how many times doesn't that customer say, well, I didn't know you did that. Mike, I didn't know y'all did that. Or Larry, I didn't know y'all did that. Or Sarah Beth, I didn't know y'all did that. How you like that Sarah Beth? That just came out of there, But regardless, how many times haven't you heard that? Well, I didn't know you did it. Now, when you think about that, whose fault's that? It's your fault. Own it. Get in front of it. Let your customer know what you do so they can buy from you. Because, just Wednesday, right? This is a little fact check. For anybody that was listening Wednesday, what did we talk about the main goal of marketing being? The main goal of your marketing and advertising. It creates what? Come on now. What's it create? Creates a push and a pull. And the question Wednesday was, what are you doing to keep your customers pulling your product off the shelf, or your service off the shelf? The pull is your notification to them, or the push is your notification to them, reminding them on a regular basis. Any invoice you send out should have the services that you list on it somewhere. Absolutely, without a doubt. That can be your change today. For you guys that are geniuses and running multi-million-dollar companies, I bet you're doing it. But if you're not, that can be your 1% change for today. Make sure that all the services you list go out on every invoice you send out. Whether it's on the bottom, on the side, on the top, I don't care where you put it. But hey, just a friendly reminder, we provide the following services. Boom, 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 boom. You're not going to get a whole bunch of calls on it, but you're going to get some. You'd be surprised how many people, when they send that payment back in, or if they pay online even, they see that on the invoice and they say, hey, I notice y'all do mulching, or I notice y'all do, this or that. I'd like to get an estimate for that. This guy says, I hate for the customers that buy their mulch and want you to spread it. I hear you. That's when your labor rate goes to a premium for that. If you don't have a chance. Yeah, I appreciate you saying you like the idea of putting that on the invoices. Absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. But, I ain't a big fan of putting somebody's material down for them either, but we'll do it. We just charge a premium for the labor. We had a guy just the other day here complained about his yard not looking right, and his neighbor's looks great, and we power seeded both of them. So Kyle went out to take a look at it as one of his customers, and the funny part about this, to your point on the mulch, they insisted that we use their seed. So all we rented them was the machine and the labor and the knowledge of how to do the job. That's what we rented them, right? We went out and did the job with our knowledge and our machine, Well, why does one yard look different than the other? Couldn't tell you. Don't know. You gave us the seed to put down, but it's certainly not our fault. And I think that's one thing when you get into, spreading other things for people, whether it's mulch or whatever it is, keep track of that in their file, in their record, to where if something does come up, well, man, this mulch is terrible. I've got this or I've got that, or it's growing mushrooms, or, whatever it's happening, the reality of it is, when something like that does come back, then, hey, that's not our problem. It's not our problem. It wasn't our seed, So, and, the reality of it is, you can easily have two jobs. If we'd have used our seed, two jobs right next door to each other where one comes in absolutely perfect and the other one doesn't, it's obviously not the seed or the technique, right? It's got to be some kind of underlying issue. We got another problem. Either we got a soil problem, we got a pH problem, we got I didn't water it problem, we got I mowed it too soon or put a herbicide on it too soon problem. That's when it goes back to the customer. Absolutely. I mean, the client provides it. There's no guarantee. It's just that simple. I think we all need to agree on that. So, but as we move along, as we wrap up our show today, as we talk about upselling our customers, carry in your truck, guys. This is another tidbit of the day. This is like Daniel's fun fact, fun fact of the day. Fun fact of the day for you. Just keep some flyers, some nicely designed flyers in your truck this time of the year that you're going to take and you're going to pass out on every stop to each adjoining neighbor and to people across the street.